Dennis Prischak, would you please join me on stage next? This is a fantastic, fantastic, inspiring story. Upon joining the plastic group as a toolmaker in 1983, Dennis quickly demonstrated his mastery of engineering and his leadership potential. Armed with a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from Lehigh University and an MBA from Penn State Behrend, Dennis rose through the ranks, and today he leads the company as president and CEO. Under his guidance, the plastic group has become the standard of excellence in the plastics industry, with manufacturing sites worldwide. Dennis has consistently advocated for the next generation of engineers to receive top-notch, hands-on experiences. And in 2022, Dennis and the plastic group made a transformative commitment to establish the Prischak Robotics and Automation Lab at Penn State Behrend. I've been there, seen it, and it's incredible. Thank you. Dennis actively supports a wide range of causes, from supporting humanitarian services abroad to revitalizing downtown Erie and supporting the Erie Children's Museum. His work with Africa 6000, a nonprofit founded by his late father, has brought clean water to communities in desperate need, putting action behind his belief that clean water is the basis of life, and everything flows from that. Dennis, your leadership, your vision, and your generosity embody the very best of what it means to be a Penn Stater. It's with great pride and admiration that we recognize your achievements with the Alumni Fellow Award. Please.
Well, they say that everybody gets their 2 minutes of fame. So I want to thank Madam President and Ralph Ford, Chancellor from Penn State Behrend, for giving me that honor. So it's great to be here tonight. Very, very much appreciative, very humbled by all of the stories that we've heard and the people that are in this class of 2024 of the Fellows, Alumni Fellowship Awards. I'm really, really humbled by that and really pleased to be associated with such an accomplished group of people. My story and my experience with Penn State, though, is a lot different probably than many, most, or maybe all of you. I didn't spend 4 years here at Penn State University Park. My experience began in 1985 when I entered the MBA program at a relatively new program up at Penn State Behrend up in Erie, Pennsylvania. I had been working 3 years after graduating. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go back to school as I was applying. And I was reading a lot in the newspapers about MBAs that are kind of ruining companies and taking them in bad directions and all of those things back there in the mid-1980s. And I actually, in my application letter, I wrote that. I wrote why I didn't want to do it. But then I rationalized, seriously, I rationalized to myself that as, involved in a family business, one that was started by my father, and one that me and my brothers want to continue on, I thought, well, it would be rather foolish to turn down an opportunity to learn the tools that I'd probably need to take the company forward over the coming decades and years and so forth. So I did. And largely to my surprise, I was accepted, which was really good because I did learn a lot. And I was doing, so I did have 5 years at Penn State, though. Not 4, but 5 years of night school. And so I graduated in 1992. But there was a pretty big benefit for me to doing that because as I was working alongside with customers on the projects that we did, I learned all about the statistics and market studies and this and that. And I learned how to do, a lot of the analysis that has continued to lead me or help me do the job that I do today. I learned from a lot of different professors there. 2 in particular, though, always stick with me. And one was Dr. Chet Wolford, who taught me less is more and all about writing and how you should write concise, clean, clear, so everybody can understand what you say and what you mean so that they don't get confused. And I've used that a lot. I am a format nut at work because you have to be clear and concise, and it is all about communication. And the second one is Dr. Ken Louie, who taught me an economics class and all about comparative advantage. And countries have comparative advantages. Companies Their comparative advantage is your competitive advantage. So it's kind of the same thing. So those are some of the big lessons that I learned through there. Our association, mine, my family's, and our companies has continued throughout the years. In the mid-1980s, as I was attending Penn State, because there was a lack of technical skill, my dad and a lot of local companies in the Erie area and the plastics industry, which we're part of, saw a need for plastics engineering, and they worked with then Dr. Lilly at Penn State Behrend and the group at Penn State University Park for sure, and got a Penn State's Behrend's Plastics Engineering and Technology program going. So we were big supporters and continue to support that. They, Dr. Ford will attest, have graduated more than 1,500 students. We have many of them. We have many more Penn Staters also. And then, as Madam President just alluded to too, more recently we've continued to collaborate with Penn State because the next piece in our industry, aside from the plastics part of it, is the automation. And so we've been a strong supporter in the establishment of the mechatronics program, which not sure how many of you know, but this is my little dig, and I said this to Ralph a while back. Mechatronics is mechanics and electronics, but the way I would call it is automation engineering, because it's all about automation, robotics, and stuff like that. So we've been extremely pleased with working with Penn State. Penn State is in my heart and soul as much as it is with anybody else's. And while I didn't have the same experience, I have one that has left me and my family. Everybody is committed to Penn State as any of you. So thank you very much. I appreciate the honor. I appreciate the people that I'm associated with here. Thank you.